Hi, I'm a Sand Recap and this is a movie to get. The menu. This text is about a young couple who go to a remote island to eat at a posh restaurant where the chef has made a lavish menu with shocking surprises.
Oh my god. It's laughable. It's actually...
Margot and Tyler are seen waiting on a dock at the beginning of the movie for a boat to take them to an island. Tyler tells Margot not to smoke because it will ruin her palate. Margot smokes. She says how small the boat is, and he says they only have 12 people on board. They charge $1,250 per head and make money. We meet some of the other guests, including food critic Lillian Bloom, who raved about the restaurant they're going to when it first opened. Hawthorne, Ted, her husband, is there to support her. Margot hears from Tyler that her reviews are what make or break restaurants. Additionally, there are 3 rowdy tech brothers who boast of their expertise in cryptocurrency and hedge funds. When they get on the boat, the captain accompanies them and informs them that it will take them 30 minutes to get to Hawthorne. A movie star boarded the boat and voiced his displeasure at the extravagant dinner reservation made by his assistant, Felicity. Champagne and a small bite are served to everyone to get them started on their journey. It is described in a pompous manner. Tyler snaps a photo quickly before Margot and he eat. Margot is unimpressed by his hoity-toity description. When the boat reaches the island, everyone deboards and is greeted on the deck by servers and housekeeping personnel. Everyone checks in, but Elsa, the captain of the restaurant, looks at Margot suspiciously. She informs Tyler that she is not the person he had originally signed up to attend with, and he responds that he is bringing Margot because he has broken up with his girlfriend. Elsa is shaken by this. Behind the restaurant, there is an expanse where all 12 guests are lounging. Anne and her husband Richard, who are both regulars, skip the introduction and head straight to the restaurant. The others are greeted by Elsa, who informs them that they will be a part of a unique story told through the menu that has never been told before and will never be told again. They are given a tour of the island, and they learn that it has access to the sea and has 12 acres of forest, which means that the manly clams they will eat tonight were harvested that day by a man in a rowboat. The smokehouse, where the dairy cow meat is aged for 152 days, is shown to them. What happens if you serve it on the 153rd day? A joking tech bro asks, does everything go to hell? Elsa responds, on the 153rd day, at this temperature, the bacteria, having breached the interior of the flesh, would seep into the customer's bloodstream and produce a series of very unpleasant symptoms. The customer would become incapacitated and eventually pass away as a result of the pathogens getting into their spinal cord membrane. So, yes, everything goes to hell. The root cellar is then shown to them. Elsa mentions that she is aware of the guests' allergies and has planned the menu accordingly. After that, they are shown the bunkhouse, where everyone lives in bunk beds similar to those found in a military barracks. Elsa says that the staff is like a family that works together to run the best restaurant in the world. Harvesting, gathering, fermenting, slaughtering, butchering, chopping, marinating, steeping, smoking, tempering, liquefying, spherifying, and other processes take up 5 hours of their weekly workday, which begins at 6 a.m. After that, they have 4 hours to prepare for service. Dinner lasts 4.5 hours. After that, 2 hours of cleaning are required in the kitchen. She responds, chef holds himself to the highest possible standard and we have the honor of working at Hawthorne. When asked if she ever experiences burnout, the kitchen is populated by Chef Slowick. He is melancholy and ferocious. He approves after tasting the dish they are about to serve. After that, the amuse-bouche is described in the title card as if it were on a menu. Tyler takes a picture, but Margot points out that Tyler isn't supposed to. Tyler devours the food when they both try it, but Margot is less impressed. Tyler breaks down in tears at the thought of the beautiful dish. Margot is dismissive and refuses to consume anything. She is skeptical of the restaurant as a whole right away. The rest of the room enjoys it, and Lillian Bloom, a food critic, examines the dish. Her husband concurs that they are eating ocean. The movie star requires advice on how to approach the meal from his assistant. The 3 tech guys just talk a lot about technology and then say, the plating is a little frou-frou. At Kashiba, I've had shellfish that was just as good. But whatever, we can now claim our presence here. An experience is what we're buying. Elsa looks at everything with contempt. Chef focuses on Margot. Tyler takes note and considers whether Chef is gazing at him. Margot makes eye contact with him as she turns to see. The entire kitchen responds, yes, Chef, when the chef announces that they will be plating in 5 pieces, in concert. After that, bread is served to everyone. In his speech, the chef talks about how bread has been around for 12,000 years and is usually available to the poor. Grain still accounts for 65% of all agriculture today, while fruits and vegetables only account for 6%. All you need is flour and water. He He then talks about how the group there isn't common people, so they don't get bread tonight. Instead, only the condiments are served on shale plates to each person. Breadless bread plate, no bread, savory accompaniments is the title of the book. This is offensive to everyone. It comes with a note explaining that the bread they are not allowed to eat that night is made with a company dedicated to the preservation of heirloom grains and is made from a heritage wheat called Red Fife. The film star gives the creams a try. It's said that the chef is keenly aware of food as a history of class while still preserving his sense of the delicious, according to Lillian Bloom, who laughs about it. Her husband agrees with her when she complains that one of the sauce's emulsion has broken. Lillian points out that the game is trying to figure out what the overarching theme of the entire meal will be because the chef uses allegories in his food. You really won't know until the final course. The only thing on the movie star's tortillas is the poster for a silly movie he made a long time ago just to make money, and sees images of the two of them as if Richard had a melanoma removed and was wearing a bandage on his head. A photograph of Richard on a date with a young female escort is included in another. He convinces her that it was made with Photoshop. The tortillas at Tyler's table are pictures of him trying to sneak pictures of his meals earlier that night. He wonders if he should apologize and is concerned that the chef will be furious at him. According to Margot, they ought to apologize. We are returning it. She tries to wave over a server, but Tyler snaps at her and tells her to stop sending things there. You express gratitude to them for even allowing you entry. He raves about how good the taco he makes with the tortilla is. He gets up to leave, and Margot is offended that he snapped his fingers at her. She walks down a hallway toward a fancy silver door. Elsa appears and inquires if she requires assistance before she can enter. Margot claims to be in search of the ladies' bathroom, and she is directed in that direction. Margot looks out a slab while smoking a cigarette on top of a toilet in the ladies' room. On the lawn, a pair of angel wings are being made. Margot is questioned by the chef as he enters the bathroom and inquires about her activities there. She claims to be in the ladies' room. I mean, here on this island, you little fool, he replies. You shouldn't be here at all. He wants to know if Margot is one of them or one of us, because she was a last-minute replacement. Margot is confused as he departs. Margot informs Tyler that she wishes to leave when she returns to her table. He says that they can't because the boat is gone and they're on an island. The Tech brothers are unhappy that the tacos are made of legal documents. They talk about having plausible deniability, and if they turn themselves in, 𝐓𝐚𝐼 won't let that happen. The Tech brothers add that it's not his place of business. The proprietor is Doug 𝐓𝐚𝐼. Since the restaurant is the chef's entire life, Doug 𝐓𝐚𝐼 owns him. Chef confirms that he owns both the island and the restaurant. However, because he currently owns Doug 𝐓𝐚𝐼, this is complicated. A man with the angel wings we saw earlier is illuminated through the glass window that looks out onto the lawn. He has his hands tied behind him and is held up by a pulley rope over the sea. The chef mentions that Doug had inquired about his menu and requested substitutions, and they used him to print the information on the tortillas of the Tech boys. Doug drowns as he is slowly tossed into the water. The timer on Margot goes off. She is brought back to Chef's office, and he asks her if she has made up her mind. She reveals that Tyler hired her to accompany him on a date because he needed a date. She also mentions that Richard knows her because he once hired her to act like his daughter while he jerked off and made her act like herself. The chef thinks she should be with the staff because they have been neglected, starved, and subjugated. Catherine stabs Chef Slowick in the thigh with a small paring knife. They then embrace. His thigh was cut off by the knife. The group is informed that the men will be hunted down and that they will have 45 seconds to hide. Some of them run away. Soon after, other people follow. All of the male servers begin to search for them in the woods at 45 seconds. As the chase continues, the women are led back inside the restaurant. We now know that Anne's husband paid Margot to have sex with her, and talks to Margot. The men are beaten and brought back inside when they are discovered. Tyler is the last man to be found, and as a reward, he receives an additional dish. They are informed by the chef that they only have one more savory option on the menu and must prepare for dessert. However, Elsa has been careless and failed to appoint someone to bring the barrel into the corner. He tells Margot that she will return the barrel to the smokehouse. Elsa suggests that a member of the staff go, but Chef insists that Margot go to demonstrate to them definitively which side she supports, and whether she prefers to die alongside them or with us. The door key to the smokehouse is given to Margot. She sees Tyler dead in the chef's office, hanging from a noose. Margot enters the smokehouse after stepping out onto the lawn. She quickly locates the barrel, but first grabs a wall-mounted scaling knife. She can see the cottage of the chef through the window. The movie star inquires in the restaurant as to why he was selected when all of the customers are being punished. The chef claims that he did not enjoy his movie on his one day off. His assistant inquires regarding her punishment. He inquired about her college. She responds, Brown. He inquires about her student loans. spoons. She responds no. It's over. Before the dessert is served, everyone in the restaurant receives a bill. As usual, everyone pays the bill, Lillian charging it to the publication for which she writes. Using his Amex, Richard they both apologize to one another after the movie star's assistant admits that she took money from him. Everyone is informed by the chef that they are on a no-tip policy, so gratuity is included. Outside, Margot approaches the Coast Guard vessel. She has a hard time getting it to turn on, but when it does, she can cruise over the water to the dock where she boarded hours earlier. Everyone inside Hawthorne is on fire, and both staff members and guests are dying. The subtitle is Final Dessert Course, S'more, Customers, Staff, Restaurant, Marshmallow, Chocolate, and Graham Cracker. Margot opens the to-go bag on the dock. She grabs the cheeseburger and starts munching on it. A replica of the meal they had that night's menu is pulled out when she reaches in. As the restaurant on the island far away bursts into flames, she uses it to wipe her face.